Let me refresh the page.
No I got a notification we're live.
And we are live, which means I have to mute. I might be slower to chat with this because now this is slightly different than what I'm used to. So we are live. Sugoi Boyz has survived for now the evolution of YouTube live streams, apparently, from Google Hangouts, which worked for 44 episodes, and other podcasts that I've done. It survived all that. And now fucking YouTube or Google, whoever's dumbass decision it was, said, we're not going to support that anymore. We're going to continue to support Google+, but we're not going to do Google Hangouts. And if you are somebody, good, I could see the chat from StreamYard, which is really good. Because I couldn't do that in the Hangouts, it was like a different chat. So, hey, Sweet Pea, hey, Osiris. I could see Sweet Pea and Osiris from StreamYard. So, live YouTube comments show up on StreamYard. This is an example. Click on a comment to show it on screen. Show and show.
There we
go.
Look
at that. I can put it on. Oh, wow.
But it covers Justin's face.
That's fine.
I can hide it. And I can actually control what goes on. I have to click it for it to do that. I'm assuming you can change that, but with some of the raunchy comments that we get, maybe I don't want it. But hey, everybody, and so this is our first real test. I mean, not really. This is like our third test of StreamYard, which is an alternative to Google Hangouts, which connects with YouTube. I don't understand the relationship with it at all because YouTube does have their own thing now called Webcam, which is the least creative name I've ever heard in my life, that does not offer multiple people in one chat. It's hey, Matoy. Holy shit, a common viewer. You know what? We're going to put Matoy over Justin's face. There we go. But welcome. I hope you guys like kind of the way this looks and everything. With me, as always, are Dread and J-Chip from the J-Chip Show. It's been a little bit since I got to sit with these guys. But first of all, let's do the... now that I've ranted a bit about how stupid it is that we don't have Google Hangouts anymore, maybe this will be better. For those that are wondering, it's literally just StreamYard. If you haven't heard of it before, this is, for now, free. There are pay-for options. I don't know completely what you get with those, but we're doing this for free at the moment. So let's start with Dread. Dread from the Dreadship Show. What are you currently watching?
The Dreadship Show.
Mm-hmm. We're all just chip shows from here on out.
We're just chip show. Man. Wow, Justin.
Careful. Justin's family might be killing each other.
You never know.
Are you good, Dread?
Yeah, I was just waiting for Justin's background.
I mean, yeah. But it might not happen. They might have a battle royale in the background. We're gonna have to survive. He muted it. It's fine.
So, I haven't really watched anything. I just finished JoJo Part 5. That's it.
All right, guys. See you next week. JoJo's Part 5. Okay, and you haven't read anything either, man. What a slacker.
I know, right?
So you're not fully caught up with Dr. Stone.
Dr. Stonu?
Stonu. Or I guess in anime, because you're ahead in manga, aren't you?
Right, I've read ahead in the manga.
Okay. Justin with an esports background.
Yeah.
All right, well... J-Chip from the J-Chip Show. What have you watched or read recently? And I hope it's more than just JoJo's Part 5, because that'd be hilarious if it was just that.
So, I finished JoJo's Part 5.
That's it.
And then immediately after Part 5, I started reading JoJo Part 6. I'm about 50 chapters away from finishing it.
Ooh.
Sono Chino Kyoku.
I think part 6 is a lot better than part 5, and I can't wait till it's animated.
I don't know about that.
I know about that.
I think part 6 is very, very slow to start.
I don't know about that. I think Jolene's a better character than Giorno.
I agree with that. I just think part 6 drags for a long time before anything happens.
If you guys don't know, it all takes place in a prison, and I think that's kind of cool. But I can see why some people would say it's slow.
Is it actually a prequel to Rainbow? Is that what this is going to become? Also, a show I have not seen.
Rainbow didn't happen in Florida, so
Rainbow has an amazing OP. I do have to say that. I know next to nothing about the show besides that it's about guys in a jail and it has a really sick OP.
Rainbow is a good show. Go watch it.
No, that's a lie because we didn't do anything last week. So I totally forgot that I finally finished the second season of Kakegurui.
Ooh. AKA hot anime girls gamble and rub their bodies.
Yeah, first season was better.
Okay. So after that, I finished all of Yuki Yuna season 1. I have a review of it, so go see what I think of it. I thought it was all right.
Is Yuki Yuna actually a hero?
Sure. She can be your hero.
In your definition of a hero, do you perceive Yuki Yuna as a hero?
Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
I like the handicap girl more.
What? Okay, you can't just say that, dude. What?
Okay. There's a character that is wheelchair bound, and I think she's more interesting than the main character.
When she goes into her magical girl transformation, like her suit,
which is called Monkai, which is totally a ripoff of Bankai.
No, the magical girl transformation isn't the Monkai. The magical girl transformation is the magical girl transformation. And then she can reach an ascended level called Monkai.
Which is a ripoff of Bleach. Because that's their secondary power.
No, that's not a ripoff of Bleach, because I guarantee you they mean totally two different things.
I don't care. They have Ankai in it.
It's just because they have Ankai in the name?
Yeah. Okay. Well, speaking of Bleach, I finished all of Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc V, the manga.
What is that?
And it's a lot better than the anime. So go read that manga.
Because the manga, I'm assuming that's the connection because the manga is better than the anime. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not as long. Yuya isn't a dick, and it's not as flashy.
Okay.
Some people like all of that, though.
That's people can like whatever they want.
So no currently airing shows for you, J-Chip?
I'm watching Fire Force and Vinland Saga, and that's it.
How did you not lead with my boy Thorfinn?
Well, I gotta save the best for last.
I guess. I haven't seen Fire Force.
Can we talk about episode 4 because that episode was amazing.
Episode 4.
Just like
you're telling me neither of you are watching the Dumbbell anime and the 2 Attacks at Full Power anime.
I'm not watching the Dumbbell
anime. This is the first time I'm hearing about it.
The Dumbbell anime is about girls working out.
Yeah, and the Twin Attack anime is about a guy that loves his mom and they get transported to another world.
No, thank you.
Oh. There's also a currently airing show about firemen, and it's a porn.
Yeah.
It's one of those, I forget, I don't remember the term. I don't fucking say hentai. It's one of those where it's like borderline hentai, if I remember correctly. Like I don't know if you had heard about this, but there was a show like a couple seasons back about like a monk and like this red hair girl who's like likes him and he goes to like her, and the whole show is this like taboo of he's supposed to be like a priest, but he also like fucks this girl, and like it's like softcore porn. It's like there's a term for the. No one's gonna fucking know what I'm talking about here, just for my luck. But there's like a series of shows recently that are like they're like OVA length, and they're like just softcore porn. So, and I only know that this exists from Digi because Digi watches everything every season. I don't think it's just ecchi, Kobe, but it's taboo, basically. And so, because the girl with the red hair from the priest one she's a QT 3.14 in my book. So I remember what she looks like. And then there's some fireman one in this one that Digi also talked about. There's some like new wave of like sometimes in a season like you'll have a show like this, and I don't remember what either of their names are, but I do remember the plot of that one with the priest. But there's that. All right, as Dread fact checks the shit out of me, and he opens up that X videos tab.
So
I actually just found the one with the priest.
Yes. Does it have an English name?
Secret Journey.
There you go.
A young monk travels to India on a spiritual journey. He comes across an imprisoned female demon whose pussy has been sealed shut as punishment for such.
This is not the same show. No, this one had no demons. This one was just a priest and a red-haired girl.
This is a red-haired girl.
I don't remember anything. I may or may not have seen moments of the anime that I'm talking about. Oh my god.
Does she have like sharp teeth?
No. No. It's called okay, I found it. I found like pictures.
Is this the hentai cast? We should be on Pornhub.
Yeah. It's not. No, it was on Crunchyroll, I'm pretty sure. But it's just like because it's super like you don't like see anything.
Was it PG?
The episode I saw, it's Soryo. It's in Japanese.
Was it rated PG?
No. They have sex. It's just like.
Hey, according to Crunchyroll, that's PG.
I have a link to the fucking like Crunchyroll article here. Whoops, not what I wanted to do with that. Here's a link to a Crunchyroll article about what I'm talking about. Watch, that's gonna flag me.
What the fuck is this?
This had an anime.
Soryo to Majibaru Shikyoku no Yoru ni.
Yes. It aired. I don't know if it aired.
Hot romance.
Yeah. So it happened. So that happened, and now there's some show with fucking firemen.
Fire Force is about firemen.
Yeah, it's a little different than that one. A lot of shows about firemen lately. But only one of them is porn.
So, Miasma, I do have to let you know that I am going to be starting Angels of Death again.
Why are you doing that to yourself?
Because my patron told me to watch it.
The singular patron.
It was a patron we know.
Does her name rhyme with Kriya Man?
It's not a she.
Oh, okay. You could just bum off of my review of Angels of Death because I had to watch the whole show.
I was thinking about that. I was thinking about actually copying and pasting the review onto my channel.
Okay, something to note is you mentioned that show. I reviewed it on my channel. Yeah. It took me like 5 seconds to realize what fucking show you were talking about. I forgot that show existed. Because
I dropped it originally, and I had to get it back.
I watched a clip from it, and I thought it was terrible.
It's based on a video game, Justin. You should just stream the game.
I'll play the game, and I'll tell you what I think.
I guarantee
stream the game with his internet.
The game's got to be better.
Oh, no, watch it probably is.
Watch he streams games fine. It's just like with this. All right, so on to what I've been watching, and I can touch base, I guess, with J-Chip on this. I'm turning into a like recently airing care about shit weeb because I'm up to date on Dr. Stone. if Vinland Saga came out today, I missed it. I don't remember what day they've been coming on.
They've
But-
been coming on every Sunday,
It's Sunday? Okay.
Yep.
I've seen 4 episodes of Vinland Saga. So,
which means when I go home tonight, I'm going to be watching that episode.
so that means there's one probably that came out while we were talking.
Yeah.
So Vinland Saga, and then oh my god, what was the other one? So Dr. Stone, Vinland Saga, and Kimetsu no Yaiba, Demon Slayer. And I guess in like the order of like how they're impressing me, it's kind of unfair because I love the Vinland Saga manga, but I would put Dr. Stone very close because like I didn't have as high expectations for it just because of the weird sort of like talking to you guys to like Dread and you about it like made me go into it with like weird expectations where I was like, well, all right, this is probably going to be better as an anime than it was a manga. The story sounds kind of weird, and the characters have like weird designs to it. But then I got into the show, and it's been pretty entertaining. Like a show about with like 5 characters in existence.
There will be more.
Yeah.
No, like a lot more.
Oh, I'm sure they're gonna fuck. Humanity. That's their goal. Is to they can't make more people without that.
Look, Senku could just make a clone. Probably he knows so much about science.
Yeah, his hair probably like shoots out spores to like make more Senku because his hair is like an onion thing. But Dr. Stone, pretty good. Liking it so far. I saw the episode that came out either yesterday or today. I watched it this morning. It's cool, and it finally did something that ties into the subject that actually Justin came up with this week. Is we, at least at the moment, I don't know how long this character is going to really sit in this role, but we have an antagonist. I keep calling him Big Strong Guy in my head. Tsukasa?
Yeah.
Tsukasa?
I call him Tarzan, so don't worry about it.
He's kind of Tarzan like and like inhuman.
He's way smarter than Tarzan though.
True. So that show finally gave us an antagonist, which is something that I kind of wanted. Like I wanted like I was intrigued in like them like Minecrafting up a new world. Cutting down trees with their hands and shit. But like I kind of wanted the like almost like Lord of the Flies element where like you have like different beliefs, and it's exactly what I wanted, where you have like what at first you thought was gonna be a cool friend to have with you, right? He's a strong dude, but he sees things pretty differently about the world around him and the world that could become. So that's been really cool, and obviously Vinland Saga is fucking Vinland Saga. As Justin said, episode 4 is the conclusion of the oh my god, I can't think of words today. The backstory arc is what I'm going to call it. Because for the at least for all that I've read, for the remainder of it, there's sort of this mini time gap or time like skip into Thorfinn's life. At the very beginning, he was very, very young, and things happen at the end of episode 4 that lead to the rest of the story.
Also, we got to mention that OP is lit as fuck.
I like it. It's very torn. It's very like 50-50. There's people I've showed it to that like it. There's people that don't like it.
It's my favorite anime OP of the season. I think it's way better than Fire Force.
You say that, but you're probably only watching like 2 or 3 shows. So there's like 40 other openings out there.
That's fine. Everyone can have their own opinion. I'll have mine.
I like the band's name. Survive, Said the Prophet. That's really cool.
Yeah.
But every other song I've listened, like ever since that, I don't like any of their other music. And I think it's just because
other music.
I feel like it's just because this one's attached to an anime that like I look at it like through like anime glasses. But
The ones
Yeah.
that you push up on your nose like that?
Yes, and like the glare comes up. Justin knows. But yeah, Vinland Saga is really, really good. I highly recommend Dread needs to check it out, by the way, and so do you guys in the chat, because it's fucking amazing. And I
I'll
really
read the
hope
manga.
well, yes, that too. Do both. But I hope it's a really, really long series. Oh, the other one is Demon Slayer. Demon Slayer's a little like all over the place for me because there's moments in episodes that I really enjoy, and then there's like 10 minutes that I don't like, and then there's a lot of time where we're sitting around, and then there's fights that seem like they're going to be cool, but then they're over very quickly. It's okay. I feel like I feel like I'm getting a lot of like Titan, Attack on Titan hype vibes with the show. Like I think that like Demon Slayer might. It's definitely like it's going to be popular. Like I wouldn't be surprised that all of this is probably going to be on Toonami at some point. And if it gets popular because it's aesthetically very pleasing, it's got some cool action, it's got a cool world, but they don't ask any fucking questions. They don't like answer anything. There's next to no world building. It's just like they vomit a couple facts at you and just expect you to accept it. Like it's just like, oh hey, demons. It says blah. These ones, there's 12 of these ones. Blah. His sister's half demon now. Blah. Deal with it. And he doesn't ask. He's just like he's like, oh, my name's Tanjiro and I'm a good guy and I'm gonna fight the demons. Yeah. But maybe I'm looking too deep into it. But it's aesthetically pleasing. It also has a very good OP if you haven't heard that before. But yeah, that's what I've been watching lately. And J-Chip, sort of all of these shows have at least sort of established antagonists in varying degrees. Vinland Saga, best among them, I would think, because Vinland Saga's Askeladd is fucking a guy that you just want to see die. Whereas with the guy in Dr. Stone, he's kind of like fucked up in my opinion, but like he also like there's like sheds of like his like humanity. Like I don't think he seems kind of fucking cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs on some end, but like he also is like I still believe that there's almost a small part of him that like doesn't like what he's doing. I feel like he's just kind of I feel like he got like an initiative in his mind and just like started going with it, and I feel like now he's like it's too late to turn back.
I just have to add that Tsukasa did nothing wrong. Tsukasa is objectively correct.
Is that the argument in the Dr. Stone community?
People equal shit.
Okay, Slipknot. That's true, but because there's some shitty people, everybody that's in stone has to just die?
So, okay, Justin can kind of follow me on this one. So, if I were to point to my favorite villain, maybe not villain, antagonist in Food Wars, Justin, who do you think it would be?
The dad dude that shows up in season 3.
I like Azumi, but no.
Who do you think?
Shinomiya Kojiro.
Okay, yeah.
So that guy is just like Tsukasa. Did nothing wrong. He understands how shit works. If I point to him as my favorite antagonist from Food Wars, I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay, this guy expelled a kid because he smelled some hair product on him and pointed this guy out from a crowd of people. And he's like, you're trying to make your cooking better than it actually is just by shrouding yourself in that smell. Get out of here. He realizes psychologically that even if they don't mean to, people are going to do things that other people believe aren't up to their own standards. And when you put it in the perspective of Kojiro, he wants everything to be by the book, so when Megumi doesn't make her plate by his recipe, he fails her and tries to expel her.
Mm.
Because everything needs to be Kojiro's way. Now that sounds very selfish. But when you put it in the perspective of Tsukasa, this is a guy that, a little bit of a spoiler, but the story he told to Senku, I saw what you just put up on the screen.
Yeah, I'm trying to catch up with as you're doing it. I'm listening.
The story he told is very personal to him about the seashells and the old man.
Mm-hmm.
When he realizes that old man kind of stripped this girl of her only wish, he realizes that somebody that looks down upon those financially lower than him are just a plague on the world. So he realizes that, and it's kind of, if you think about it, reflective of modern Western millennials in a way. I don't know why I said modern millennials, but the way Tsukasa thinks is very like people of our generation, where the boomers fucked everything up and it's up to us to fix it. Tsukasa thinks like that, and despite his, I guess, reasoning being he wants to get rid of scientific civilization and only preserve the young, it's not so much that he thinks that the young can be manipulated, even though that is true. It's that he believes the young understand how he feels more than a guy double his age will.
He thinks that the young people will be more like him?
Yes.
See the world like he does?
Which is why he believes that Senku would agree with him. But then, obviously, Senku has a completely opposite opinion of his.
But why can't he just, like, fucking leave them all in stone, then? Why does he have to go cutting people's heads off?
Because...
Ripping them off, by the way.
I didn't tell them.
Because you gotta think, even though Taiju got out because of Senku still hatched from the stone, presumably of his own means. Like, just time did it.
Eventually they're going to get out, but why not just make your own society, and then that's going to be the society in charge?
That's true, but they don't know who else is out there right now. They don't know if further down the line they're going to come across human civilization, and that civilization is already going to be beyond what Tsukasa, like, basically Tsukasa's fears. So if he starts ridding the world of them now, he reduces the chance of more and more of those civilizations popping up. And obviously he's not afraid of killing people. So if he amasses an army to take on whatever actually is out there, I'm sure he could handle
that. Okay. So how do you like Tsukasa as a character, Dread?
Probably one of the few that I actually like. I mean, in the anime, I like all the characters more, but back in the manga, I liked Tsukasa the most out of everybody.
That's fine. I kind of like the strong, dumb kid.
Unfortunately, he's gonna take a backseat soon.
Oh, okay. Spoiler alert. But there's also, like, with this, like, latest episode, 2 episodes ago, at the very end, we see that there's another person.
Ruri, yeah.
I don't know see they haven't.
I don't think the new episode. I haven't seen it yet, but I don't think it doesn't get to her.
No, it doesn't. So like at the very end, so like this was what 5. So like at the end of 4, I might be one number off. If this was 5, at like the end of 4, like they show her with fire.
Yeah, she's playing around with a fire.
And then she's in the OP, and then this episode did not show that. It was all with him kicking or him hitting Senku.
Senku in the back of the neck. That whole thing.
Yeah, and then them using him throwing the fucking rock in the air, and the girl smartly fucking going over to the black powder and throwing it on him. The show, by the way, is like ridiculous in like every like good way. It's like, well, first of all, like when Tsukasa is introduced, he fucking kills a lion with like his fucking bare hands. Or is it multiple? Does he fight like 3 lions?
It was multiple lions, yeah.
All right, and he is a human being.
I mean, he's the ultimate high school primate.
I forget. Okay,
primate.
Oh yeah, primate. He's a Pokemon. I was about to ask because I forgot. Do we get? I mean, what do we know about his background? Like he's their age.
He's their age. Taiju has seen him on TV before, and the only thing those are the only things you really know right now. I kind of said it a little earlier. You don't know, but it is part of his backstory. The story he told about the old man and the little girl with the seashells. That's part of his backstory.
My initial guess was like a sibling or someone he knew.
It's about his sister, yeah.
Okay. But okay. It's so. I fucking love villains, so I'm glad that Jay Chibin brought this up because, even though I dislike Tsukasa to an extent, like I fucking wanted him so bad, like somebody like him in the show, that he makes it that much more interesting. It was like I said, it'd be cool to just watch them like develop this world and stuff like that. But I love like the different like worldview aspect of it. So I don't want him to like die anytime soon. I hope that continues to. I hope he sticks around. As with Vinland Saga, that one has Ascot. J-Chip will be right back. Vinland Saga is you haven't read or watched anything.
I don't know anything about Vinland Saga.
Okay. Do you know the like gist of it at all? It's like
I know it's like Nordic in some way, and it uses certain names that I'm somewhat familiar with.
Long story short,
Vikings, right?
Long story short, Viking revenge story with a lot of like. In the midst of like real events with fictional characters obviously thrown in, but like real world like stuff like political intrigue kind of stuff going on. So like the main character in these first few episodes was very young, and his dad, the main character's name is Thorfinn. His dad was Thor's, and he was one of the Jom's Vikings, which was this legendary group of Vikings from Denmark, I believe. And they were notoriously like brutal and stuff like that, very, very strong. And at one point in his life, he met Thorfinn's mom, started to settle down, have a family, and he, literally in the midst of a battle, realized, I don't want to do this anymore. And like was fighting this dude on the water. They both go underwater, and he swims away and leaves his ship behind. So it was assumed that he died. He gets through whatever various connection, moves to Iceland, which at that time, was like a new development in the world, and not a lot of people obviously want to. It's a fucking rough ass place to live. So he has this like village there, seemingly sort of peaceful life for years, and is raising this family. Then all of a sudden, the Viking world comes kind of back to bite him in the ass. People find out where he is, people that like him, people that dislike him. He gets sort of tied into this fight and gets killed in front of his son. And it's clear the man responsible, because it was right in front of Thorfinn, obviously, when he was a young boy. And despite Thor's constantly telling Thorfinn that he shouldn't fight, that literally says a real warrior does not need a sword, Thorfinn's like, nah, fuck that, I'm angry my dad's dead, and pledges, like, as like a fucking, it's a great scene, and I know Justin would agree with this. There's a fucking great scene on the Askeladd's boat, or next to his ship, where, like, I don't know, he's probably like 9 years old at this time. Thorfinn is fucking screaming in the night sky, like, I'll kill you! I swear I'll kill you! And he just pledges from here on out, he's fucking like 9 years old or whatever, that he's going to devote his life. He cares about nothing else besides avenging his father. To the point where he actually is going to leave Iceland. And ironically enough, join Askeladd's crew, because he literally has nowhere else to go. He followed them on a boat. He's a 9-year-old kid on this other boat. It's just him on like this fucking like dinghy, saying that he's going to kill him. So Askeladd is going to take him aboard his crew, use him for his incredibly strong will to kill people, and eventually he'll get better. I don't want to spoil too much, but he's for some reason dumb. Like, maybe because of his father. But he's really good at killing people. However, not Askeladd, because he constantly tries to duel Askeladd, and Askeladd usually will win. So he's basically working for the guy that killed his dad, and the guy that killed his dad obviously knows that, hey, this kid wants me dead. And in the episodes that are going to be coming up, there's a little time skip where he's like, I don't know, 16. And so he's basically part of this crew. And there's that's like a tip of the iceberg of the manga, because there's there's the king of Denmark, there's his son, there's the fucking battle going on in England happening at the same time, there's fucking different groups of Vikings, there's, Iceland back there where Thorfinn just left them, his mom and his sister just fucking left them in the wind, I guess. His sister, by the way, might be waifu material down the line. But it's fucking amazing. And Askeladd is so... J-Chip, how do you like Askeladd as an antagonist, as a villain?
So far, he's pretty menacing. So by the end of episode 4, it's him like screaming at the people saying that he's going to kill him. And he's got the sword in his hand. And I don't know, he seems fine for right now, but I feel like him as an antagonist is going to get better. I'm
assuming they're going to adapt it just fine, because it seems like they have done it well so far. You learn a lot more about Askeladd's background. Obviously, it's a very fucking long manga, so you're going to get a lot of characterization with a lot of these people.
Yeah.
And I think that's like a part of the intrigue is like, I think a lot of people would like Vinland Saga just because you can see people getting cut in half with an axe.
Yeah.
However, there's a ton of like what I expect people enjoy out of something like Game of Thrones, because I never watched Game of Thrones. Any sort of like medieval-esque like political intrigue of stuff, like different kingdoms with different motivations going on that will just lie to each other's faces and fucking steal and pillage and kill one another. There's so many schemes going on. This prince has this ideal about something. This guy wants to be doing this. This guy works for this guy, but fucking watch out for him because he has his own militia group of people.
Kind of reminds me of Suwan from Yono of the Dawn.
Oh, we had to bring up Yona of the Dawn. Oh boy, that might be on my upcoming list of anime people like that I dislike.
It has the best ending, doesn't it?
No, it doesn't.
It's so good it doesn't have an ending.
But like Askeladd, like I remember when reading the manga, like I fucking wanted him dead. Like that's he was like an enemy that I just wanted dead because he doesn't. He's fucking just like he kills like the coolest fucking character in the early volumes of the manga. He doesn't follow like he like lies through his teeth. He doesn't. I guess this doesn't sort of matter in reality, but there's this sort of. I'm sure it's sort of real. There's like this code of conduct. I'm gonna say that they would follow with like their fights. Like you agree to like this one-on-one fight under like certain like parameters, and he fucking cheats. He fucking like cheats to win the fights, and he doesn't really give a shit because the other guy's gonna be dead anyway. So like in his mind, it doesn't fucking matter. Yeah, he's fucking shitty at this point. But yeah, Vinland Saga is fucking cool. Demon Slayer. That one's fucking, like I said, all over the place. It introduces different demon, like almost monster of the week kind of antagonists with this Naraku-esque villain who's at least so far not nearly as cool. Like you get that he's like in charge of the other demons, but that's about all you know because he hasn't really been in the show for like 12 episodes. So,
can't wait till we get to Naraku.
That was gonna lead me into my next thing. Is I'll go with Justin. Justin, what villains who are some of your favorite villains and why?
So my favorite villains, I flip flop between these two. Younger Toguro and Sensui. Toguro is
Toguro from Yu
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 Hakusho.
Hakusho. Okay.
Yep, they're both from Yu Yu Hakusho. Toguro is just menacing. Like when you see him, like some shit's about to go down, and you don't know what's going to happen. Like his presence is just like, what the fuck is this guy going to do? And he does some pretty horrible shit in the anime, and it's pretty cool. He reminds me of Brock Lesnar, the wrestler. Whenever he shows up, he's just going to fuck shit up. And Sensui, he's the type of villain that's more interesting. Like, it's kind of a spoiler alert, but he has.
Are you gonna go with this multiple person? Yeah. Look,
he's
it's fucking
interesting because of that.
Look, it's Hakusho. Like, there's no spoiling Hakusho. It's been out for like 2 decades.
I haven't finished it yet.
It's been out for 2 decades. I don't care.
Yusuke died on the first episode.
Oh shit!
No,
man.
you gotta omit the first episode part. You just gotta say Yusuke dies in the show.
Yeah,
Yusuke dies, dude.
He may have died more than once.
Someday I'll have to finish that.
You should.
Anybody else you want to mention? Anybody named Naraku?
Well, Griffith, it might be my favorite villain of all time. Like not just anime, but just like in general.
But he did nothing wrong, is what a lot of people tell me.
I mean, it depends. It depends on what you think. But he did rape Casca, so that's pretty antagonistic.
Whoa! I haven't finished Berserk either. What the fuck? Just because I know that happens, you gotta fucking say that shit?
I heard a theory going around about Griffith and Femto.
Oh, have you?
And I still believe that Griffith was in full control of what he did and he knew what he was doing. But there's people out there that think that because Griffith is Femto, that Femto took control of Griffith and Griffith never meant to rape Casca. Which I highly don't believe. But there's people out there saying that.
I haven't seen all of Berserk. Doesn't Griffith rape another woman at a different time? Am I wrong?
There's a bunch of fucking rape scenes in Berserk.
Not in the show.
Like if I can count, there's Guts as a child. There's Griffith and Casca. There's
Casca and that one guy.
Guts nearly raping Casca. There's Farnese and the horse.
Axel says he was in control the whole time, man.
Yeah. See, I totally agree with that. He was. I feel like there are more, though. But it's been a while since I've read Berserk.
Buzz Lightyear and Woody.
Buzz Lightyear and Woody.
Casca almost got raped by that one guy.
By that one guy. Which
By
one guy?
that one guy.
It was a flashback when she was younger.
When
I'm
Griffith
trying to
saved
remember
her? When Griffith saved her?
No. When doesn't Guts save her?
Guts doesn't meet her till he meets Griffith.
Okay, yeah, then it was Griffith.
It turned into that. Okay. Well, with the while we were pondering the Berserk rapes, Dread, who are some antagonists that you enjoy?
So I'm gonna steal Griffith and Sensui from Justin. But skipping over those to add some new ones. I don't like him as a villain, but I guess he's more of an antagonist anyway. But I like him more so when he's working alongside the heroes. Hisoka? Hunter x Hunter?
That's a great one.
Yeah. I wouldn't necessarily consider him a villain.
I love the mystery of him. I don't read the manga,
Yeah.
so
I've read like the first couple chapters of the beginning of the Dark Continent. I need to actually catch up on that. But I love the whole him working with Hisoka and Gon during Greed Island. And him fucking posing as a Phantom Troop member. His fight with Crollo. All that shit was good. Villains. I'm gonna go with. See, I love like all the JoJo villains, but it's really hard for me to place which one I like the most. It's between Kira Yoshikage and Enrico Pucci, so I'm just gonna say both of them. But I also like Funny Valentine.
I haven't fucking seen JoJo's.
Unfortunately, as much as he's memed, I think Dio's kind of on the bottom for me.
Really?
Yeah.
The only one that I know. Why is Dio on the bottom?
Because part 3 is on the bottom for me, and Dio was only interesting in part 1.
Okay. Is he not recurring in like the others?
He's in part 1. Well, I mean, he's relevant in all 6 parts until part 7 resets everything. But he's really only in part 1, 3, and technically 6.
Okay. For me, go ahead. Continue.
Yeah, so I'm trying to think. Who else would there be? Let me go on my anime.
Yeah, I dug into this. I have some like.
I'm gonna have to
ones
dig into this a little bit. Let's see. I mean, I already brought up Kojiro as like an antagonist that I really liked from Food Wars. Tsukasa, obviously.
Sasuke Uchiha.
I mean, obligatory Gendo Ikari, but I don't.
Gendo
really,
did nothing wrong.
I really don't think I need to go into anything with him.
He did nothing wrong. He just wants his wife.
Shogo Makishima. I really like him. Psychopath. Again, I don't really think Shogo needs much explanation if you've seen Psychopaths.
What about Kakigurui? Do they got any?
The villain in that show is the writer of the show. But since you bring up Kakigurui,
Axel, by the way, says, I'm a Yoshikage Kira all the way. He's a type of villain that I've never really seen before in anime.
Yeah, I mean, Kira's great. I have a hard time deciding which JoJo antagonist I like the most. And it's hard because a lot of shows that I really like don't have clear-cut antagonists. Like, who would you really say the antagonist of Durarara is? The villain. The villain. The antagonist is obviously Izaya in many ways, but I wouldn't say he's a villain.
In Durarara, sort of like the true Psycha or whatever the cat girl. If you've got it.
Yeah, but
that's that's way late too. But
that's way late, and she's only part of the story. I mean, I get that's like part of the Ravara, but I wouldn't say there's a clear-cut villain in that. That's
true. It's because there's not like I also argue that there's not really a clear-cut. I mean, it sort of is. I like to believe that there's not a clear-cut main character.
I don't think there is either, but like compare it to Baccano.
Oh, Baccano! Everybody gets the fucking whatever, I forget his name is, the asshole.
Like, you pretty much have a clear-cut villain in Claire. At least during, like, the train arc. Then you also have other characters like the Gandors and
I don't remember everybody's name besides Isaac and Miria.
Isaac and Miria. I mean, you could point many fingers in Baccano for villains. I don't think you can do that in Durarara. I also don't think you can point a clear-cut finger, despite it being sort of obvious, to a villain in Kaiji. Like, yeah, there's the company president, which Kaiji sacrifices his ear to and gets thrown into an underground jail because of. But isn't the real villain of Kaiji kind of just like society and money?
It's too deep 5 me, man.
Monogatari, I wouldn't say there's a real villain in.
I still haven't signed up for that roller coaster.
I've only seen the first season, but I wouldn't say there's a clear-cut villain other than the lifestyle of one who's in the career for Sangatsu no Lion.
I was going to mention that show when I talked about it, because just antagonists as a loose. This is also using it as a loose term. But in like spur of the moment antagonists is what that show can have.
Yeah, because each
every opponent
has every match is a different obstacle for him.
And I like almost all of them because they all have like little like quirks. They're usually like just one-offs, but like they all have like little quirks. There's the guy that fucking taps his finger and like keeps like making like weird noises, and he's just so fucking annoying. There's the old dude. Then there's the big one, Goto.
Which I think Goto is probably, at least in season 1, the only one that you could point to that's really a bad person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Maybe Kyoko, but I'd like to think with her actions are more because of what other people have done to her.
The villain of Kaiji is Kaiji himself.
I wouldn't say that's wrong. I mean,
but in Sangatsu no Lion, with Goto, did you finish season 2?
No.
Okay. Season 2, you learn a lot more about Goto. Well, not like a lot, but you learn like a key fucking thing about Goto and and Kyoko's relationship.
Okay.
And how, while that's actually it's interesting because I remember when I was first watching season 1, I hated her. And like,
you have very good reasons to hate her.
After season 2, but after season 2, I don't. Like, she's more like, I don't necessarily say that like her actions are justified. I still think she does like shitty
but it's
things.
Understandable why she went to those lengths.
Yeah, I mean, it's still like would be sort of an excuse. Like you can like even watching season 1, you know that like from her perspective, her childhood was ruined by Ray.
Yeah.
So her relationship with her family, having to sort of, find a career that like her, obviously the dad wanted them to be shogi players, and she does not want to do that. So and then part of her might have liked shogi at some point. So part of her giving up that part of her personality, and then stuff you learn about like Goto. So I feel like she's sort of disconnected from every interpersonal relationship that she could have had. So this thing that she has with Goto is the only thing she feels comfortable clinging to. So while they're both fucked up people, they sort of need each other.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, in a lighter sense, I love all of the people that he plays against in March Comes in Like a Lion. An iconic one for me is Vicious from Cowboy Bebop, just because while I really, really wish he had more screen time, because he doesn't really have a lot. When he's there, it's fucking awesome. Like, it's like they have a fantastic fight at the end. And they just have this like the sheer like moment of fucking badass respect of like he fights with the sword, and Spike has the gun, right? And their weapons flip to opposite sides, and what do? They fucking look at each other, flip the weapons back. Oh my god, it's epic. And like, first of all, his name is fucking Vicious. It's like right on the fucking nose. It's great. But like borderline, like, cliche lame, but I still really, really like him.
I really like Cell. I guess that's cliche.
Cell from Dragon Ball Z. I mean, I know a lot of people that love Cell. Like, Cell is everybody that I like. My like friends in real life that like DBZ, they all consider Cell their favorite villain.
I'm gonna trigger a lot of people, but Frieza's overrated.
Frieza's my favorite.
I like Cell more than Frieza, so I agree with Justin.
I hate that Frieza becomes a good guy in Super. He should stay dead.
Hey, New Jersey's little boy. Who's a DBZ fan, by the way. He's a DBZ fan who is waiting in the chat probably to fucking
he
jump in.
allies himself with the Z Fighters in Super?
Yeah.
When
he goes against Jiren in that like big battle that was like an hour long.
Well, I didn't watch the Universal Tournament, so
yeah.
Man, I'm the only guy that likes Frieza.
I like Majin Buu more than Frieza.
Okay, I wouldn't go that far.
Okay, King Piccolo is better.
Frieza was like the nemesis of like the universe, dude.
I think Frieza was good in the Namekian saga.
Yeah, she was. I mean, Frieza's cool in like his arc, but I think he stays as welcome.
I think if he stopped appearing after his arc was over, he would have been a fine villain. Also, I just think they bring him back too much.
Yeah, they also that fight is just way too long. Even watching it on DVD, it's a pain to get through.
Why don't you just watch it on Kai then?
Got it.
Because Kai's lame.
But Kai just by the shorter episode length, probably fixes that issue.
I like Orochimaru.
I don't remember much about Orochimaru, but he looked badass.
Specifically, I guess Kabuto. Kabuto to me is one of the most like interesting anime characters like I've ever seen.
Because he kind of just looks so ordinary.
Yeah, and you never know what's fucking going on in his head. They literally say Orochimaru literally says that in the show, but like there was a time where I don't know, and I doubt I was really alone in this, where I really thought that he was going to go against Orochimaru and just sort of be his own thing. But then obviously, like the story pans out how it pans out. So I don't. That's why, as much as I like Naruto, I don't think I can get crucified for this. I don't think Masashi Kishimoto is necessarily the greatest writer on the planet. Because I feel like with some characters, he kind of has like some buildup and just doesn't
go anywhere with them.
But
it's kind of how I feel with most Bleach villains too.
But fucking Kabuto, like you get backstory and stuff like that. I love how he's just he's a man with like next to no allegiance. Like he's been a ninja in almost every village. He's fucking just gone through the exams so many times. He's so much stronger than his peers secretly. And working for this fucking badass villain in himself. But I've always just thought Kabuto was so interesting. I used to really like Dosu back in the day, if anybody remembers him from the original Sound team. That was mostly because I like the way he fights. That's another character that I think Kishimoto really fucked over because he just kills him off in this really dumb way. It's just power. Just like, we got to jerk off Gaara for a second here and just...
I barely remember shit from Naruto.
Yeah.
Other than like the tuning exams. So like...
Tuning exams, best arc, by the way.
Honestly, I feel like at this point, I'm probably just going to read the manga.
Just go read the manga. They have really cool... I mean, I don't know if you...
Because it'll be way quicker than me watching back through the 70-something episodes of the original show that I watch.
I've thought about like getting the box sets of the manga because they look really cool. It's a lot of money, but like the box sets look really cool. Because that would also be faster. But I have two quick ones that I want to mention. First, because I'm the only one that ever watches the show in the stream. Eureka 7 from back in the day has a couple of different antagonists, but one in particular is Anemone, who is if you've ever seen any art from Eureka 7, is the pink-haired girl who basically mirrors Eureka. They both have the same colored eyes, and Eureka is an alien, so I'll let you think what you want to think. And while Eureka basically is aligned with this anti-government movement called the Gecko State, that Renton, the main character, gets involved with, Anemone works not really by her own will for said government, and is another like mecha pilot in this crazy battle. And you get some interesting backstory to her. She also has they have a mirroring thing of the romance of the show, because Eureka 7 is literally this sort of like rags to riches like love story about this kid named Renton, who becomes obviously part of this anti-government movement with these crazy mechs and shit, and meets an alien girl and falls in love with her at first sight and stuff like that. And the whole show is him trying to basically establish himself in this group while trying to impress the girl that he loves and protect the girl that he loves, because there's a lot of people that want her dead. And conversely, with Anemone, the government knows of what she is, uses her for her abilities, basically keeps her as a prisoner. With that being said, she is literally... thank you, Lord Kobe. Eureka 7 is great. Basically keeps her like against her will, pretty much. And because of that, she has this like sort of... fucked up mental state and outlook on the world, where while Eureka is very, very nice and calm and very much voiced by the same character as Hinata from Naruto, by the way, very just soft-spoken and just very relaxed about things, even though she's experienced some shit. Anemone is brash, is loud, is angry, is a sheer like duality of everything that Areka is, even though they're very, very similar in a lot of ways. And on that end of the relationship spectrum, they have Dominic, who is this other guy in the military, who is sort of like low ranking, trying to climb up. He falls in love with Anemone, and she is ultimate tsundere, doesn't give a fuck about him. And so he is trying to him and Renton have like the same goal of impressing this weird alien girl. Yeah, it's just I love that the comparison of them. Bobbery, watch any of the new anime? Ooh, you came in later, but I have been watching Vinland Saga, Demon Slayer, Dr. Stone is really good, and I think that's it for now. The last one that I want to mention, I have to before it ends, and everybody knows, if you know me, and Lord Cody can back me up on this, is actually L from Death Note. No, just kidding.
Okay.
I'm joking. But like L's cool.
Okay.
L's cool. But Naraku from Inuyasha is fucking great.
Let's go back to L. Let's go back to L.
L, dude, that's the most popular fucking anime of all time. And he's gotten plenty of time in the spotlight. Fucking go listen to Maximum the Hormone, What Up People, and you can fucking that's all you need.
Well, from what I've seen of Inuyasha, I like Naraku. I do. But I feel like your reasoning is going to be because of his poison.
I love how he's just embedded in every fucking shitty thing in all of the characters' lives, and is nearly untouchable for a majority of the show.
Well, I mean,
literally,
when you just create clones of yourself,
but he's also
little dolls.
He's a villain to the villains.
That's true.
Like he creates Kagura and Kana, who eventually grow up to hate him, but can't live without him. My husband's too biased towards Naraku. No, not at all. I've never even seen Inuyasha, but okay. Here we go. You want to touch on L? L's great. The show is shitty without him. Spoiler alert from fucking 2005 or whatever the fuck it was.
Wait, are you meaning to say the show goes to shit once L dies and
yes,
Mir and Mello make the show bad?
Because it does. Because they both are not half combined. They're not half of how cool L was.
I think that's kind of the point. Because at that point, Light is so far gone that even Mir can take him down.
I guess.
If L didn't get killed, L would have. L knew. L just didn't really get the chance to make it public.
He is an iconic antagonist, if you were. I like him much more than I like Light. So
yeah, I agree with you. Like
I don't get. There are people that fucking love Light, and I don't get it.
I like Light for what he is, but I think that character type was done better with Lelouch.
Mm-hmm. I like Lelouch better than I like Light. So,
and I think that only because at a point Lelouch really knew that he fucked up, and he just kept going. And he just said, "Okay, people fucking hate me, so I'm just gonna make them hate me more."
It's kind of what Light does, though.
Yeah, but Light actually went insane.
I think he was insane from like the get-go.
Both of them had like good intentions, shitty methods, but I think Lelouch more so than Light kept his cool.
Naraku's trash after discards his humanity. That's a lie, Axel. Don't trigger me, buddy. Me and you are pals.
Hey,
Naraku doesn't need humanity.
I'll say this about Naraku.
Oh boy.
He has a very cool voice.
Shout out to Paul Dobson,
But
everybody.
he's not my favorite Inuyasha villain though.
Okay, who is your favorite Inuyasha villain?
Bankotsu.
Bankotsu is great,
I love Bankotsu.
but he only exists because of Naraku.
That's fine.
Dread's
And I also like
Dread's
Ginkgo.
googling who Bankotsu is the leader of the
I
Band
don't-
of Seven,
Okay, so I haven't gotten there yet.
which is the greatest arc in all of Inuyasha, besides the end. Even though the end is not, the end is only good because it's the end. But the band of but the Band of Seven in general, by the way, are fucking amazing. Well, they vary in coolness, but
I love Bankotsu's Banryu. I think that sword is very, very cool, even though it's a bit too big. It's a bit.
Wait. Did you say Banryu? So is that
Yeah.
like a ripoff of Bankai because of the Bon?
because that's Bond.
But there's no Kai.
But there is no B in Monkai. It was Monkai, not Bankai.
Oh well, screw it.
Also, it's Bon Ryu in the dub. He's
Whatever.
voiced by Matt Hill, by the way, who does Ed from Ed, Ed and Eddie.
Genkotsu
And it sounds Bankotsu, by the way, sounds like
Canadians are weird.
Ed. He does. He just sounds just not. It's that he. I'm not kidding, shitting you. It's the same voice. It's just not stupid.
Yeah.
Like if you just find a dub clip of Bankotsu and you'll see what I mean. But he's the leader of the Band of Seven. He's fucking badass. But he's cut off like 100.
Please tell me he says some type of people are weird.
I hope so. I don't know. There's some weird people in the Band of Seven.
Yeah.
I just need a comparison of them saying the same thing, Bankotsu and Ed.
He's cut off like I think is it 1,000 people's? He's decapitated 1,000 people. This thing.
Yeah.
Wow, I never knew Ed would decapitate people.
I know, right? Butter toast.
I'm brave.
Best villain Kevin from Ed, Ed and Eddie.
Off topic to end this.
Yeah.
The best villain was a quote that a high school friend of mine always said, because he always did an Ed voice every time like he talked to anybody pretty much, and he would go up to them and shake people's hands with a limp hand and said, "Dead babies."
Stop that. On that note, if you are watching this in the future, please comment down below who are some of your favorite villains, antagonists, and the like. And as always, if you have any topics that you like us to talk about in the future, also put them down below. Thank you so much for watching. Please check out Dread and J-Chip's YouTube channels, each in the description box below. Thank you for joining us on our first episode on StreamYard. I really like the way a lot of this looks. I like how if I want to, I can just do this, and you guys get to be on the screen if I'm paying attention. That'd be nice if I can get that to do it automatically, but I don't know if I can trust all of you.
Yup.
Yeah, that was.
I also like how it covers Justin's face.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, we could just do this. Lord Kobe could just replace Justin for a while.
Yeah.
But hopefully, we can keep doing it on this service. I really like it and tied in with YouTube because rip fucking Google Hangouts. But who knows? Maybe this is the start of a new age. Thank you everybody for coming, and we'll see you next time. See ya.